In a move that has surprised absolutely no one, Netflix has come out and defended Cuties. You'd have thought after all the controversy that happened about a month ago, they would come out sooner to actually defend their film and not wait over a month to finally say something. Waiting for all the drama to die down before you finally say something about it? You're not so sly, Netflix. And this bit of news comes for us from the New York Times' smaller, less significant younger brother, the LA Times. Netflix CEO defends Cuties, calling the film uniquely misunderstood in the US. I mean, how is it misunderstood? Everyone knows why it was made and it was sexualizing children. There's nothing more to it, plain and simple. I like to think that Netflix were playing some 1000 IQ move here and put this out in order to catch pedophiles and catch predators and being like a ploy to trap them, but that's just not the case. They know why they made it and it wasn't for that. The film speaks for itself, says Netflix Ted Sarandos in defense of Maimouna Decore's Cuties. Oh, sorry if I fucked up that name. Which has been accused of sexualizing young girls. I don't think it has been accused because it literally was. It's not like you're in a fucking court and they got accused of doing it. They've literally been found guilty of doing it. There's no accusation going on here. It's just solid proof. You already know without even reading any further that things aren't going well, where more people have fucking quote tweeted it to shit on the movie and shit on Netflix rather than actually liking the post itself. But before we cast any judgment, let's just reel it back a bit and let's actually read the article to see what it says. Yes, I'm going to click on the article. Yes, they'll get that ad revenue and they get my click because I want to see what this is about. Netflix chief executive Ted Sarandos is not entertaining any backlash to the controversial French film Cuties, which many detractors have accused of sexualizing young girls. Already in one sentence we can call out their bullshit. You can sniff it a mile away. How are you not entertaining any backlash when you've already received so much backlash that you had to change the posters that you originally put out for the film? You knew it was wrong from the start, you put it out anyway, got rightly so called out on how fucking disgusting it is, and then changed it, and now you're saying you're not entertaining any backlash when you already have responded to it? Get the fuck out of here. Appearing at Monday's virtual MIPCOM marketing event, Sarandos reportedly defended Maimouna Decore's award-winning debut feature about an 11-year-old Senegalese immigrant in France who rebels against her conservative family values and joins a free-spirited dance crew. I just want to start by saying, what the fuck is MIPCOM? It sounds like Minecon or BronyCon or some bullshit like that that's just going to be filled with Reddit moderators and Discord admins. It's a good thing it was virtual because I can almost guarantee you if you went there in person it would stank of BO, there'd be people cosplaying, people LARPing, it would just be a complete fucking shit show. I'm actually glad that in this little paragraph they decided to explain what the film is actually about, because you can guarantee the people reading this and the people that know of the film have never fucking watched it, and I don't blame them. You'll probably get put on an FBI watch list if you do. It's a little surprising in 2020 America that we're all having a discussion about censoring storytelling, Sarandos said. It's a film that is very misunderstood within some audiences, uniquely within the United States. Ah yes, let's act surprised that people are criticising a film that sexualises young kids. Oh, I would have never have thought that would happen, let alone fucking make the film in the first place. The film speaks for itself. It's a very personal coming of age film. It's a director's story and the film has obviously played very well at Sundance without any of this controversy, and played in theatres throughout Europe without any of this controversy. I don't understand why they keep sucking off Sundance like it's the magnum opus of grading films. I've never fucking heard of it before this controversy with Cuties, so it couldn't be that important. They're trying to put it on the same pedestal as something like the fucking Oscars or even something even smaller like the BAFTAs. No one's ever heard of Sundance before this, just saying. Now I'm gonna go out on a whim here and say the reason why it didn't get any criticism at Sundance is because the people at Sundance are filled with the same type of people that there are in Hollywood. So of course they didn't fucking criticise it, they probably encouraged it more than anything. And I can honestly say I have never even seen or heard of someone from Europe watching this in a cinema or even watching it on Netflix itself. And I can probably call them out on this bullshit because cinemas have been closed for fucking months, so no one's been able to even go to one. And if you were lucky to actually go to a cinema during lockdown and during all this quarantine stuff, why would you pick to watch this film when there's so many other better ones to watch? Aside from pedophiles, what's Cutie's target audience? I really don't know. I'm really grasping at straws here and reaching, but I assume that maybe it might be targeted towards middle-aged mums who find it inspiring that these little girls are following their dream. But honestly, this seems like some garbage show that would be shown on a channel like TLC, which no one even watches. Daytime TV, no one cares about it, apart from, like I said, middle-aged mums. Because they regularly show shows like beauty pageants, which is just a TV version of Cuties, so it's a perfect place for them. Now, I'm not going to come out with a hot take here, but I think we're all in agreement that beauty pageants should be taken down and banned anyway, right? let's get on with it then. In August, Netflix's poster for the French drama ignited harsh criticism and an online petition to remove the title from the platform. The streaming giant promptly apologised for and changed the inappropriate artwork, but stood by the film. Despite Netflix's damage and control efforts, many continued to make assumptions about the movie and criticise its director, who received a personal apology from Sarandos while fielding numerous death threats. After Cuties premiered on Netflix initially last month, a grand jury in Texas went so far as to indict the streaming service for promotion of lewd visual material depicting a child. Well, at least there's some faith in the American justice system for once after all the shit that they have going on there. But hang on, it says Netflix has damage and control efforts, but earlier they said they weren't entertaining any criticism or backlash. Seems like the cracks are starting to show. I received numerous attacks on my character from people who had not seen the film, who thought I was actually making a film that was apologetic about hypersexualization of children, the Corey told Deadline in September, adding she hoped the haters would understand that we're actually on the same side of this battle after watching the movie. I'm not surprised you received criticism and attacks from people who hadn't watched the film, because why fucking would you? There's probably only a small percentage of people who are actually criticizing the film who have watched it, and those people are probably not people you want to hang around with often. There's probably some sleeper agent in the film that triggers some FBI warning detection when you actually watch the film. No matter how long you watch it for, it's going to trigger and go off. It also doesn't make sense when you say that we're on the same side when we're battling the hypersexualization of children, because you literally made a film doing just that. I think the perfect and even easiest way to fight that battle is to not make a film doing exactly what you're against. That's just me. It makes sense to me, maybe not to everyone, but that's just how I think. I really put my heart into this film, she said. It's actually my personal story, as well as the story of many children who have to navigate between a liberal Western culture and a conservative culture at home. Now, I really don't fucking get this. Maybe it's just my simpleton smooth brain, but this doesn't make any sense to me. I guess she's saying that at many cultures at home, they're all conservative and religious, and therefore they don't want expression like this, whereas in the actual society and in the actual Western world, people are more liberal to do whatever they fuck they want, and for children that's especially hard to differentiate between the two. It seems like a good idea to base a film off of this battle between home life and the actual societal life, but when you do it sexualizing kids in barely any clothes, it doesn't seem fucking right, and it just devalues your whole message you're trying to get across. And the last part of this article is reference to another article by a journalist who's actually defending this film, which isn't a good show, and it doesn't paint you in a good light when you're actually defending this film. With the amount of shit that goes on behind closed doors at Hollywood, all the disgusting garbage that happens, I'm surprised a film like this actually went through so many people and actually got released, and it could kind of expose what actually happens at Hollywood even more. You just need to look at the likes of Dan Schneider, Harvey Weinstein, Jason Handy to know, even briefly, get a small glimpse of the amount of fucking disgusting shit that happens in Hollywood, and these are just the tip of the iceberg that we know about. Now, I'm not saying that the Netflix CEO or the director of Cuties is guilty of this, it just doesn't paint you in a good light when you actually have a film that gets criticised for sexualising children. And if you were gonna do a film about the struggles between conservative and liberal culture at home, especially for children, don't make it so that they're barely wearing any clothes in the film and advertise it as that, because it just devalues your whole message and makes everyone turn their attention to the wrong things. But yeah, that's my take on the situation. Rather unsurprisingly, I'm against Cuties. But if you're defending Cuties, remember to dislike the video and comment down below why you did so. If I see any dislikes on this video, I'm gonna lose my fucking shit. But if you enjoyed the video, remember to like the video and subscribe if you want to see videos similar to this one. I'll see you next time.